In truth, what we've built here is really something impactful for the world. I'll tell you why. Essentially, it's a response to how corrupt the insurance industry is today and how broken it is, and it's an attempt to create a better system of insurance by making it a pure mutual, bringing it back to the way it used to be.
During the pre-Islamic era, the businessmen, the caravan, they used to actually travel from Yemen all the way to Syria, and they had a pact. And the pact was like, if any of the camels dies, we have to leave not only the camel, but the goods. You cannot carry in the desert. And they agree that if you get penalized, we, the rest of the Martian, when we sell our good, will pay you out. And that principle actually live all the way to the Lloyd. Lloyd actually used the same principle where the merchants in UK, they used to travel and they say that if the boat is in trouble, we got to offload some of the goods. And if we dump your goods when you arrive in the UK, then we also compensate you. What was amazing, it was like community putting money together in order to support one another. No profit-seeking element in the middle. And that's exactly what we do. So going back to the Arab tribe, during the time of the Prophet, he saw that reality in front of him and he didn't, disapprove it or approve it. Later on, during the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab, actually he was encouraged to practice this kind of community coming together for the greater good as a donation, tabarruh, That's the origin actually of takaful. And I don't like to call ourselves, the insurance. We really go to the origin of takaful and the origin of the way takaful has been practiced. Removing every single central command, central authorities and stuff like that that control the fund and going back to the community who own the fund and make the decision. That's why we call it takaful 3.0.
And then it became a very, very profitable industry as a result. Yeah. And so you fast forward it to today, it's extremely profitable, $9 trillion industry. It's very cutthroat. They're not in it to help anybody. They're in it to make money. And what ends up happening in the world is that something like half the world is completely uninsured. They lack basic insurance because it's not profitable for the insurance company.
To simplify, it's like a casino. The house always wins. And you have to lose in order for them to win. That's simple as that.
So the first thing to be aware of is that there are really two different entities. So there's Takadao, who creates the technology platform, and that essentially powers the other DAO, which today the one that we have is called the LifeDAO, which is a life insurance alternative. Now, this is an entity that's not owned by us, nor controlled by us, but it's actually owned by you, the members who've contributed the funds to begin with. So you will contribute the funds, and today with the LifeDAO, we have memberships starting from $25 to $250 a year. So it's a one-time payment. You become a member, and you're therefore protected. Now, the funds that are contributed by the whole are then invested for a return. Of course, everything is Shariah-compliant, and these returns are then put back into the fund, right? And at some point, if something happens to you, then your family gets a payout. Now, what happens at the end is, usually, if we do our jobs right, there's going to be money left over. This is what is called underwriting surplus. Traditionally, this is understood by the insurance companies as their profit. Now, in this case, it's actually now redistributed among the members because this is it's a fund that's owned by you. Why should it be given to anybody else except you? So it gets redistributed among the members. Now, the investment piece there is simply to make sure that the money doesn't sit and that the money gets, does something useful, which is actually very sunnah. And also to help bolster the balance sheet of the fund, obviously. So the more money there is, the better it is for everybody else. So this is how the structure works.
What is very exciting, that beside the business model, is that when you participate to this tabarruh donation, you're actually getting ajar of helping a family in needs. So some brothers and sisters are coming, is it halal, haram? About the insurance concept of it, We can discuss this later. But what is important here is that not only you're helping people, so you're getting sadaqah jariyah, because you're helping somebody get education and stuff like that, and the payout is quite sizable. We're not talking just as a burial cost, where we will add. We're actually covering maybe 6 months to a year of livelihood depending on your age, health, location, yes. And I have a tragic story to really share with you that has something that will shock you as Muslim. I came back from California and I was invited by a friend, African-American brother. And the brother comes to me and said, you know what you're doing is very important for our community. We kind of the poor community in the US. When people become Muslim in the US, especially among the African-American community, the first thing they do, they stop their wife from working outside. So she cannot work and get job outside. So she will stay home and take care of the home. And that can last 20 years. And a tragic story that happened, a couple, a very good brothers, married with a sister, eventually he passes away, okay? And the sister, guess what, has no money to even bury him. And the state will do what? Like they will burn the body if they don't find the money. Why? The brother had no money, she had no work, she could not take care of herself, so overnight she's like stranded with nothing. And then they had to collect money in other Muslim community in order to pay for the burial costs. And since she was shy and everything, and she could not reach out, the body could have been really disposed, cremated by the city. And the cost of burial is 10 to 15 to 25,000 US dollar justice. But the reality is there. So the community didn't step in and help out. So what we're doing basically is to provide this tool that make this, great.
All the hidden costs.
For every dollar that comes in, or every $100, let's say to make the math easy, we take a protocol fee. So Takadao takes a protocol fee of 22%, okay? One-time fee. After that, we don't participate in anything with the fund. $78 then goes into the fund. And from this $78, a portion of it is reserved for what is called claims reserves. Another portion is reserved for what is funds reserves, and the rest are used for expenses. Now, these two reserves are varying amounts based on the portfolio risk again. So if you see that the risk is elevated, we're going to reserve more. So if the risk is lower, we're going to reserve less at any given cash flow. And so this helps us calibrate so that you will stay within the range. Number one, our cost basis is between 5 to 25% of a regular insurance company, which means we can afford to really serve the underserved. Now, we don't have, the LifeDAO itself is not looking for profit. So they can, really take those risks, which other insurance funds won't. So it's affordable. Now, we've built this on blockchain rails, which means it is very transparent and it builds a lot of trust. But beyond that, it's also global. So I can go to any country and I can take payments from every country because, as you guys in the fintech world know, payments is such a headache, cross-border, and I can work with unbanked people as well. Then the third piece is, again, back to the idea of being borderless. Today, if you try to get life insurance, you're going to have to be a resident in some place. If you want to buy insurance here in Saudi Arabia, you have to be a resident in Saudi Arabia. And guess what? As soon as your iqama or your residence visa expires, they close your bank account, they cancel everything. So you cannot port your insurance with you. I'm pretty sure this is for most of the countries and most insurance vehicles the case. And so we can be borderless in that sense that we are not tied to a specific jurisdiction. You have a membership with the LifeDAO and you can go anywhere in the world. So that's another piece. And of course, the one very key thing, which may or may not affect people in the West, is inflation. In many parts of the Muslim world, actually Malaysia is also suffering from this. The currency has devalued to the point where if you have an insurance policy, let's say for 1 million ringgit, in 10 years or in 15 years when you need it, is it still 1 million ringgit?
No.
Right? So using stable coins, we can actually help people hedge against inflation, particularly in places like Africa, Indonesia, Turkey. They don't want an insurance policy that is really worth nothing at the end.
We launched our fund like the LifeDAO 12 weeks ago, and we already got 250 in the DAO, pre-launch. People already pre-order the insurance and they're going to be protected in the next 3 months. Thousands of people coming, yes, and we already secure 250,000 US dollars. So we're halfway there, pre-launch.
I want to say Look, the thing with distribution, it's very much about trust and about being able to speak to a community.
I wanted to ask you about this because famously, I think many of us first heard about you through your incredible appearance on the Meet the Drapers show in Silicon Valley. And obviously, Tim Draper and his family, they're not Muslim.
Yeah.
But you guys actually ended up going all the way through that competition and winning
Yeah.
the big cash prize investment. Was it over $1 million?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, actually, he invested in the company before we finished the competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So after our first pitch, a couple of weeks later, this was at the Leap, by the way, in 2023. A couple of weeks later, they reached out. He got on a call with us. He got on 2 calls with us, and he said, I'm investing.
Wow.
This was prior to us going.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the show.
So what did he see the ability?
Look, I tell you something. Look, we experienced founders. We built a successful startup in the region. We were part of the top startup that were launching with Karim, Fetcher, Mel2.com, which were acquired by IKEA Group in Saudi Arabia.
So what was that startup? What did it do?
It was like a peer-to-peer marketplace for secondhand. You could sell your stuff, and we take care of the payment and the delivery. And we were very innovative at the time. But the reality, the best Web3 company are built during the bear market, not the bull market. So we were like in total opposite. So I got like maybe 30, 40 no's. And some of them, they were clueless about blockchain, technology, smart contract. Some of them came back and told me Bitcoin is a CIA creation. I was like, okay, my God, khalas. The region was like not for us. Thankfully, she was competing at the Leap, where she win. The Leap, the first, yes. She win the competition there, and alhamdulillah, we got some cash. And then Tim Draper was coming in town. And we had this like maybe 2-3 days window to sign up, because they say, hey, you guys should sign up, Tim Draper. And I was like, after 30 no's, I'm like, Khalil, I'm not going to even bother with that guy, you know. But that was ni'mah, you know, when God decides something, he decided. And actually, he brought us Mr. Bitcoin in town. Imagine, Riyadh was able to, I didn't need to go to Silicon Valley. Allah, when he decides something, he brought us the best possible investor that could actually give us the money to get. So she pitched the competition. And actually, I was not even feeling that nothing's going to happen. The guy, Tim, is like, he got it. That's exactly the type of investor you want. He understands Web3, he understands blockchain.
He was known as a Web3 investor already.
He's a Mr. Bitcoin. So he became a multi-billionaire because of that fact. Because look, if they have the assumption they are managing a fund, they have money in the bank and everything. They are not doing it because they think that, hey, you're not the type of guy, you're too religious looking or whatever. They are looking at the investment, and they put in their mind that non-Muslim, we might not invest in your fund or in your startup if you look that way. Actually, it's the opposite, Habibi. You actually yourself bringing less trust. A non-Muslim will trust more Muslim practicing people than a non-Muslim. Is actually the non-Muslim, they look at you and they say, why you don't have a beard? You know, why you don't have a shashia? Why you don't have...
It's not being authentic.
It's not being authentic. And when I tell to young entrepreneur, Muslim, they come to me, they try to look fashion, they try to look that, they try to blend to a non-Muslim. I see you sending a wrong signal. Imagine you are in front of a human being that has no power, and you already sold, quote unquote, you didn't. Habibi, be yourself, pitch who you are, what you do, and Allah, first of all, will put hidayah into these people, and then the trust, the non-Muslim actually, they want authentic people. Mm-hmm. And we have it all wrong, this complexity, inferiority complex.
So what we focus on is just we need to build a product that is so good and that, you know, people don't even think about these other factors. They don't even really think about how does the engine work. They just like, oh, nice shiny car, oh, look, drive very fast, very reliable. That's what we focused on. And inshallah.
And our vision is to build for this future generation. A startup should build for the future generation, not for the...
Not for the past.
Exactly.
What's a beautiful way to end this.
Thanks
For the third time.
Oh, all right, Morrad.
Jazakallah khair.